Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coach Asaf here tonight, coming up to wish the Uganda netball team, the She Cranes, good luck in the game they're playing against England this evening in Liverpool. I know most of them. Lilian Agio, go and do it for us. The girls from the Uganda Prison Service where I served for some time. So wish them good luck as they take on the field or the court this evening to represent Uganda in the World Cup. So big ups, you guys. Go there, do it for us like you did in the Commonwealth Games. So I see Nanyonga Florence, yeah. Nanyonga Florence is watching and she's among us, those people. So girls, go and do it. We are behind you. Agio Lilian, please, I'm watching. I'm going to tune my television right now to make sure that I don't miss anything. Uganda is proud of you. I mean, one of the first teams Uganda to be in a World Cup contest, which is that's very good. But today I want to talk about the issue that I brought about yesterday. It brought about a lot of controversy about Ugandan local coaches coaching the national teams. I got a bit of stick for it. Some friends of mine did not take it very well. But I want to talk about this, about what we Ugandans think about ourselves. It gave me a lot to think about what we Ugandans actually think about ourselves. We think that we are very incompetent, but surprisingly, as we think we're incompetent, most people hold very important jobs in our country, but they don't think they're incompetent. You find somebody is head of an institution and he's Ugandan, but he's saying that other Ugandans are incompetent to do the kind of the jobs, but he is head of an institution, but where he thinks that other Ugandans are incompetent. I had a friend of mine who was, I think, a former journalist, and he actually is I think a spokesman of a very big banking institution, and he was seriously insisting that Ugandan coaches actually don't stand because we have the thing to do with local politics and what. But who is not involved in politics? Anybody who is not involved in local politics or the things that concern them, I mean, what are you doing there in the first place? Because if you are in coaching and coaching is the thing that you like and things that are happening there, then you must have a say. You really must have a say because that is what you're doing. Now, the incompetency, why do Ugandans think that having a Ugandan coach for the national team is not good? Where does it come from? It comes from this thing of thinking that everything foreign is the best. Everything foreign is the best. And yet when you go to other countries, you find one of the best cardiologists in the world is Ugandan. In USA, one of the directors of NASA, this is a space agency, is Ugandan. I mean, I've met so many Ugandans all over the world who are doing very important jobs. But when it comes to our country itself, then everybody goes and says, well, the coach has to be foreign. You see, if the coach is local, then he's going to get involved in politics. Because the politics is there and we must get involved in it. Because if there's something that is wrong, then we must be the ones to solve it. But here is the problem. The problem is that it's not that the Ugandan coaches cannot manage. No, not at all. They can manage, but the problem is that they are not given the kind of things that are given to foreign coaches. For example, the salary. You find that the previous coach is paid $10,000 plus. That's in Uganda will equate to almost like 40 million. With a car, with a house paid, a ticket to fly to Europe to watch foreign players playing, holiday in the countries they come from. And when it comes to the local coaches, you find that none of them even has a contract. None of them has a contract. Even as we went to Africa Cup of Nations, only maybe the head coach and his physical trainer maybe had contracts. The rest, assistant coach, goalkeeper trainer, none of them had contracts. But yet, the world is not looking at that. They look at, no, these people are inefficient. How can somebody be inefficient if he's not given the tools to operate? Okay? So, I think that when somebody is given the tools to operate, for example, you get a Ugandan coach and he's given the tools to operate. 40 million shillings for a Ugandan economy probably is too much. Maybe it's a lot, but some people are earning it. So, if you paid, Ugandan averagely, give the guy his 6-7 million shillings a month, do you think that person will not do his job? Give him his allowances? Give him the things that we give to the foreigners. Because when the foreigners say they want 50 balls, you bring 50 balls. When a Ugandan says, I want 50 balls, then you're like, no, we shall give you 10. And then you expect the same results from one. Now, the foreign coaches, yesterday I was speaking to a friend of mine who is a journalist, and I was asking him the question, the previous coach, how many games did he win? And he was surprised because he didn't win so many games. But we said, no, we need a foreign coach. But the man didn't win so many games. And when we went to Africa Cup of Nations, yes, we did well. I think that was the best period of time we had with that coach. I think that's the only time we saw the kind of football. Maybe he did it because he probably had nothing to lose anymore. He said, since I'm going, so let me do this. And probably that's how it actually paid off. But previously, games against Tanzania in the two-legged affair in Nambole, the goalless draw in Nambole. We were battered by Tanzania in our home ground. Then in Tanzania, we were actually humiliated 3-0. But all that is forgotten. Why? Because it was a foreign coach. Now, if that result was brought by a local coach, a 0-0 draw of Tanzania, and what would have happened? I think everybody would say, oh no, these people are inefficient. You see, they selected the players. You see, tribalism. You see, everybody will always try to bring about the thing of tribalism. But what am I saying? Give a Ugandan coach the things and tools for them to work. Give them the things to work. Trust in them. And anyway, picking players, because every coach will have a preference of players. Now, this is where it goes. So if a foreign coach comes and picks players, that is okay, But I might be the national team coach or anybody else and is a national team coach. They will pick players of their preference, of the systems that what. Why don't we give them benefit of the doubt? Because others will start saying, no, the politics of local football, of Villa, KCC, Express, you see, if Coach Asaf probably is a KCC supporter, he's going to pick KCC players and what. No, KCC might not have those players. For example, we went to Africa Cup of Nations, I don't think Villa had a player. And yet Villa is one of the biggest clubs in Ugandan history. So, it doesn't matter. And most of the local players, even came from KCC, most of them who are local. So, if it was a Ugandan who had taken KCC predominantly local players, then it would have been saying, no, you see the coach supports KCC and, So, it is about, I think, being given the chance to operate in a conducive atmosphere, be paid well, be respected for their opinions, and because if all other sectors are being run by Ugandans, then when it comes, no, we need a foreign coach because the foreign coach does this, because the foreign coach does this. No, I actually don't believe it. Let us try to give local coaches. And then, of course, there was this other thing that you see, the local coaches are not experienced. That happened sometime back when I talked about the under 17 manager from Ghana. And people say, no, you see, the Ugandan coaches have no experience. For sure, they might not have the experience, but where were they supposed to get the experience when we have never gotten the chance to be in this kind of tournament? Now, when the tournament shows up, what do? We're going to bring a foreign coach. So, where was the Ugandan coach supposed to get an experience of that tournament if we're not willing as Ugandans to let him go to that tournament? Because anyway, Did we win the tournament? We didn't win the tournament. So wouldn't Uganda have gotten the same results in that tournament and gotten enough experience? Probably next time would. So we should learn how to trust our own people. Like the motto of the country is saying, buy Ugandan, build Uganda, buy Uganda. So what are we doing? What are the rest of us doing? Other countries are protecting their people and building their capacity. That's why we all end up, Ugandans, all end up thriving in other countries. Why? Because these other people see we have the potential to do the things that our countrymen are saying, no, they can't do it. Only not because we can't do it. No, no, no. They're saying, so and so cannot have it because I can't have it. That is our motto. If I can't have it, that's why I should have it. So it is better for somebody else to have it, not us, so that we are there. So anyway, that's what I was talking about today. Thank you for watching, and hope the girls in London can actually give us a good result today. We are all behind you. Big up and good night.